City wakes and secrets stir. A bright new voice shines. The People's Breakfast. Your morning, your voice, your journey.
You got it locked.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Welcome to the home of hard truths and bold insights. Radio Generation.
A very good morning to you and welcome to Radio Generation. My name is Mung'ala Mbuvi. Kama kawaida kama K, tuko naye jamaa anajulikana kama City Muga. My name is Mung'ala Mbuvi as well. It is exactly 2 minutes past 6 o'clock and it is time for us to get into the morning conversation with the People's Breakfast. A very good morning to you, City. How are you doing?
I am well, thank you.
Yeah, did you see what happened yesterday in Kenya? We shall be talking about some of these stories, by the way. But the Aga Khan the fifth, received the highest civilian honor of CGH. That is Chief of the Order of the Golden Heart.
Very good.
Yeah. Wewe uko na nini? I know you have a golden heart. You're a generous person. You're a good-hearted person. You're a very polite person. You are, but do you have like a civilian order?
A state commendation?
Yeah.
Nope.
Hauna EGHC. Okay, you're
Chief. Even
EBS, nothing.
Hata ile the wooden one hakuna.
Which is the wooden one?
Ile chini kabisa ambayo
ile watu wanasemanga tu state commendation.
Hiyo tu amepata, yani state imemtambua.
Yeah.
Na jina imeitwa.
Nothing.
Zero.
Usijali. I'll recommend your name, by the way.
For what purpose, really?
But you're a great citizen. You don't believe that you're a great citizen, City?
I'm a regular citizen.
No, City. You're not every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the streets. You actually, I think we need to talk to the president.
So you're saying
about
Tom,
this.
Dick, Harry, and City?
No, actually, Tom, Dick, and Harry hawakwangi mahali.
What do you mean?
Hawakwangi mahali. Sasa wewe
kusema kweli hao ndio wakusema.
Okay.
It's just that we do not give them the true value of what they represent. But wao ndio wakusema. You may not think so, but wao ndio wakusema.
Okay.
Because every discussion we have here, revolves around them.
Yes.
Even this discussion we're going to talk about regarding 15 years of devolution, it's about them.
Yeah.
If we talk about the leadership that we have and how we get them, it's about them.
Yes, City. And you see, this is why I'm saying you actually need a state commendation, eh? When I say every Tom, Dick, and Harry, okay, of course I know Wanjiko is a big deal. I know Wanjiko deserves a lot. I know Wanjiko is literally the backbone of this country. But I'm talking about extraordinary citizens.
There's no such thing.
There is. Let me give you an example of an extraordinary citizen. An extraordinary citizen is perhaps someone who would give his life for the greater good. Sacrificing for the greater good. Someone who will lay down their life or put away their interests for the greater good. I think that is an extraordinary citizen, because every other citizen out there will always think of themselves first, perhaps think of their family first, think of their children first, but an extraordinary citizen might discard all that and decide, you know what, I'm going to do this for every single person. Not for me, not for my folks, not for my family, for everybody.
Sawa. Nimekusikia.
Yes.
I haven't said I agree with you. I've just said I've heard what you've said. Let's say to be continued, shall we?
City, you're a difficult person. You know that.
No, I'm actually not a difficult person.
You are.
What makes me difficult, Mbuvi?
Siku moja nitakununulia nini alafu nione kama unakuanga hivyo under the influence of nini.
Nini?
Why
are you limiting it only to nini?
This is Radio Generation, by the way. Watu wa Mombasa, very good morning to you. How are you doing? 90.7 FM. If you can hear me by there from Mombasa or its vicinity, tafadhali niambie. How is the frequency and how is everything? Nairobi 88.8 FM. A very good morning to you. And I usually say we are internationally recognized on on rgk.co.ke. It is a very beautiful morning indeed. And today we are celebrating Katiba Day. The president told us that we need to observe this day to, I can't remember the exact words, but it was something to do with preserve, protect the integrity of the constitution, how we exercise it, and so on and so forth. And now City is laughing. City, what's up?
Well, the thing is, the statement you just made is quite profound, but
yes,
the profundity of it is underlined by a word that you use, and that's why I'm smiling.
Okay.
Nini.
Nini. Yeah. So
Nini. And everything else which I have not mentioned, that's what means. That's Nini.
And so, saizi serikali imetuambia, or rather, President ametuambia leo ni 27th of August. So obviously, and I think it's an important day, by the way. you know, we usually talk about constitution. Sometimes it's like it's neither here nor there. We say it in passing, but we actually understand and know what the constitution is all about. Chances are we only know a few things, and especially the ones that tunasianga zikitajwa, oh chapter 6, oh chapter 1, oh sijui about sovereignty, but do we really know the like the entire constitution? And I know you're not necessarily a lawyer, but I think it is important. Once in your life as a Kenyan, just read through that entire document. It's long, yes. It's huge, yes. But you don't have to read it in one sitting. You can read it pole pole. A lot of us know the Bible in depth, but we do not know our constitution. We know the Quran in depth, but we don't know the constitution.
Constitution yakupeleki mbinguni.
Bro, constitution inakufanya uishi hapa before ufike mbinguni.
Ndio hiyo, tunaishi tayari. Hata kabla hii constitution tulikuwa tunaishi
but nasema ni muhimu.
Na mimi nakwambia hizo vitabu vile umetaja,
yes,
zinakupeleka mahali ambako constitution haikupeleki.
Lakini unajua pia constitution iko na somewhere somehow derived from those two and actually other books.
Oh no, but you're absolutely right there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you are absolutely right. In fact, a lot of our laws are actually derived from the two books that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes, the principles behind those laws. Yes, I am in agreement with you.
And the Bhagavad Gita.
The Hindu.
Yeah, Wahindi, yes. The Hindu religion, yes.
That religion is very interesting.
How so?
I like the part and the thinking around reincarnation. It makes common sense.
The fact that you can come back as a cow.
No, the fact that retribution is here and now. If you keep misbehaving, you'll come back.
Oh, also the issue of karma.
Yes. If you misbehave and you don't treat people well, cow is a good animal.
You can come back as something different, like a mosquito.
Snake.
And everyone in the village is running after you to hit your head.
To kill you.
Yes. I mean, you're right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, if you're really a wonderful person, who knows, you might come back as a butterfly.
I feel like butterflies don't live that long enough to enjoy
life. It doesn't
life.
matter. Do you really think that butterflies know and understand that human beings live longer than them? They don't. They enjoy that lifespan that they have, and then they do something we don't do.
Which is?
They metamorphosize.
Okay. I mean, changing from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
My friend, the thing starts as a hairy-looking worm called a caterpillar. Then goes into pupa, does wonderful things, and before you know it, it has grown wings. Is that not wonderful, just that process?
It is wonderful.
Yes.
But we also go through a wonderful transformation as human beings.
At what point are we scary, hairy-looking worms called caterpillars?
We might not be hairy and scary, but as babies, we are very scary.
Babies are not scary.
Babies are scary.
How?
Umeambiwa na bibi ukachange diaper unaanza kukula stress.
No.
You will change that diaper, but unakwanga zile. If she tells you go change that diaper, you're like, man.
No, it's something you get used to.
Something you get? But before you get used to it, it's nasty.
Most things in life are learned. Changing diapers is something you learn.
And I agree.
Yes.
City, I've changed diapers more times than I can even count.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, before they're getting used to, especially when I was a first-time father, hiyo kitu bwana.
It's a first-time father problem for most fathers.
Yes.
The real traditional fathers who never touch such things. But that breed is dying.
Yeah.
Yes, if not already dead.
Yeah.
The thing is, these shared responsibilities in a family are the norm now.
Yes, they are.
Yes. So, if you do not learn, the day your wife or your partner or your spouse is unwell, you will learn.
Yeah, by force, by fire.
No, you will learn. You will learn. So some of these things, it's best to learn it voluntarily.
Yeah.
Yes, then it becomes easy to do it.
So as we celebrate the Bhagavad Gita and talk about reincarnation at a different time, remember World Constitution, Siku ya Katiba Day, according to our president. So let's reflect on that particular day. And hopefully, just hopefully, like I've urged you, as you read your holy books, let's get to read the Constitution. And in case you're wondering where you can find it, it's online, it's everywhere. You can find it in the most libraries. Whether you're in the university, you will find it actually in your university. You can find it in public libraries in the country. And like I've said, it is online. You can literally download it on your phone and check it out. City, tupatie methali ya siku ya leo kama uko nayo.
Wewe umependa methali, wewe bwana tuambie leo ni siku gani tunasherehekea.
Si nishakwambia ni Katiba Day.
No. Hiyo internationally unasema ni katiba day.
Oh, unataka nikupatie international day?
Yes, then uje kwa katiba. Hiyo ni yetu.
Okay.
Yes.
Mimi sijui siku yote tuna celebrate leo internationally unless I start googling right now.
Google.
So ni methali unatafuta ama ni unaniambia? Acha niulize.
Mimi niko na methali, I can even tell you right now.
Acha niulize internet ni nini tunasherehekea siku ya leo. Sasa hii internet yangu pia nayo ni kama haiko. Iko. Which day are we celebrating internationally today? Yeah. So there's no single international day today. Yeah, unfortunately hakuna. So Google imeniambia there's nothing to be celebrated today. Uko na methali?
Next week I will be looking at African proverbs.
Yes.
But I'm inclined with the book of Proverbs as I was yesterday. Okay?
Yes.
Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint.
Where there is no what?
Vision. People cast off restraint.
Yes.
But blessed is he who keeps the law. Proverbs 29:18. Let me read it again.
Please do.
Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint. But blessed is he who keeps the law. Baraka tele kwa yule ambayo anatii sheria.
Amina.
Yes.
And that's how it's supposed to be anyway. Tunafaa kutii sheria.
Atakikana hiyo hivyo.
Na ndio maana leo pia tuna celebrate nini? Tuna celebrate Katiba Day.
Yes.
Sababu katiba na sheria zetu zote zinatoka katika hiyo katiba. Haya, sawa basi. Shukran sana ndugu City Muga. Kwa sasa tunaingia katika mtandao wetu ambao ni rgk.co.ke where you'll get all the top trending stories and what has been making headlines in the last couple of hours. Yeah. So we have a story here about former Senator Kembi Gitura, who has resigned from Kenyatta University Hospital Board. And this is what the story is all about. Former Murang'a Senator Kembi Gitura has stepped down from the board of the Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital, bringing to a close his tenure at one of the country's leading medical institutions. Gitura, who joined the hospital's board on December 2024, for a 3-year term, leaves the position less than a year after his appointment. His exit ends a period in which he played oversight roles in the governance of the 650-bed referral hospital. In a statement on Tuesday, Gitura said that he had tendered his resignation to President William Ruto with immediate effect, thanking him for the opportunity, but stressing that remaining in office would send the wrong signal to Kenyans. I have tendered my resignation as chairman of the board, Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital, to His Excellency the President with immediate effect, and I have thanked him for having accorded me the opportunity to serve our great nation at such a premium national institution, he said. Now, he acknowledged that his role had been clouded by political controversy from the start following his gazettement on December 20th, 2024. People are saying online that alitoka huko sababu ya his disagreement with the governance of this country.
Are they speaking on his behalf or are they giving us their opinion?
Si unajua tu bloggers.
Or blogger?
Yeah.
But
when he says that he's resigned because he feels like he is sending the wrong message to the country, I mean, surely that is something politically, that's a statement that is politically inclined.
He's a politician.
Yeah, obviously, former senator of Murang'a. Yeah. That, to me, means that he's either disagreeing with the government or he wants to join a different outfit because of, he might have changed allegiance at one point since his gazettement as chairman of the board. Yeah.
You know something?
Yeah.
The problems we have with being a Kenyan is if once you have been labeled as a politician, everything you say and do will be looked at with political lenses.
Yeah.
Which party does he want to join?
Because
does he want to go into politics? Please go ahead.
Yeah, down the road on that particular story, he says, for the record, I do not support the UDA government policies on virtually all fronts, and I do not want to mislead anyone by any of my actions, words, or deeds, he said, quoting Matthew 18:6 from the Bible about misleading others. So clearly they have fallen out politically.
Well, apart from being senator, he was an ambassador as well to Belgium. Yes.
Okay.
For a period of 3 years. So he's been in the public light. The thing is this.
Yeah.
Once you are in the public domain, you are a servant of the people and in the public, There is nothing you will utter that will not be looked at through a microscope. Every syllable you utter will be examined. And so the question is, okay, so what does he want to do next? Because
either he wants to join the corporate world, and maybe his political inclinations might not necessarily support his bid for that. Probably he's looking at a big-time appointment to a big role, maybe nationally or internationally. Because like you have just highlighted, he was chairperson of Communications Authority at one point. He was also ambassador to the Kingdom of Belgium at another point. So that means that perhaps he's getting a position at IMF or World Bank or any other, international organization, and he's like, wait, for me to actually, and maybe they've told him, for you to actually be in this position, my friend, you have got to denounce your political inclinations to your country. And he's like, okay.
He's also a member of parliament.
Sorry?
He's a member of parliament.
Yeah. Or maybe he just wants now to join, I don't know, DCP. Or he wants to join Wiper or any other party. And he's like, the only way I can do that is if I am no longer chairman of Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital.
The beauty of what we're discussing is that we will see what he wants to do in due course. That's why when it comes to such matters, I never bother speculating.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure it will be one of those things we've mentioned here today.
I personally, I'm not even giving it thought, because I will see.
Mi nakwambia.
Wewe umeniambia.
Si mi ndio nakushow. Siti. Mi ndio nakushow.
Sawa prophet, nimekusikia.
Asante. On to matters of Al-Shabaab. KDF kills 5 Al-Shabaab militants in Boni operation. KDF special forces have killed 5 Al-Shabaab terrorists in an intelligence-led operation in Lakta Mangai within the expansive Boni forest. Several other militants managed to escape with injuries, and according to KDF, the soldiers discovered and neutralized a makeshift terror camp during the raid, recovering weapons used by militants. City, about 2 months ago, there's a lady that works here. She's called Soki Brenda. She's a news anchor with Radio Generation. She went to Boni Forest with obviously other journalists from other media houses. And she brought a very interesting piece on matters that concern Boni Forest and tourism around that area. So anyone else who hasn't seen that, by the way, you can check our Instagram, our Facebook also, and even our YouTube channels for that particular story. Very interesting, short documentary, by the way. Go check it out. And now we're seeing KDF have done something today in regards to Boni Forest and Al-Shabaab terrorists. I usually ask myself, why Boni? I know it's very close to Somalia, but why are they there? And they've been there for quite a while. And we know they are there. So how difficult or easy is it to deal with them?
It's an expansive forest.
Yes, it is.
Because it is expansive, it is very easy for you to hide and not be found.
And anasikianga kwa kuna watu what is it called? Like other civilians just living there.
Yes, no one's going to bother you.
I don't know how you'd be comfortable living in Boni.
Well, my friend,
knowing kuna Al-Shabaab.
Maybe Al-Shabaab have no problem with you. And you also don't have a problem with Al-Shabaab.
Yeah.
The thing is this, huh?
Yes.
Human beings have a capacity for adapting in more ways than you can imagine.
Okay.
Have you ever wondered when you walk the streets of Nairobi and you find someone in some rags or someone begging, and you can see this person is wearing some really filthy clothes? Or you look at and you find the occasional young fellow scrummaging through the dustbin.
Yes.
And you wonder, how does this person live?
That I have wondered for sure.
Precisely. And if you pass the same place regularly, you'll find it's the same person you keep seeing. I remember some young men I used to see. I started seeing them when they were children, around 6-7 years old. I've seen them until they're now adults.
Yeah. What we like calling chokora.
Yes, they're grown up now.
Yet you saw them when they were...
they're children. They were scrummaging when they were children. Now they're grown up.
When you say grown up, do you mean like...
They're adults.
Over 20?
Yes. But they are now in the business. Somehow they sort out the
Taka.
Yes, and they... Because I asked. Because as I said, when you've been seeing someone for that long, so you ask them.
Yeah.
And they tell you... No,
and I'm sure they've equally seen you for that long.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
They actually know me. When I see them, I stop and we talk.
Mm.
Yes. And ask them how they're doing.
Yeah.
And what they're now doing. They explain to you and tell you this is what we're doing now. And that bag you're carrying, said, no, this one I'm carrying this and this. I go there and I collect. They give you a story of what it is that they do, so you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, you see, they live in the same town as we do. Breathe the same air. Okay? But if they've lived this long, I'm talking about over 15 years.
Yes.
So, what's strange about Boni Forest and people living in it?
What is strange is the fact that they are there with Al-Shabaab.
No, Al-Shabaab found them there. The people living in Boni Forest were there before Al-Shabaab was invented. And
So question.
Yes?
So question, why has it taken this long for KDF and probably even Somalia DF from doing something about it?
What makes you think they've taken a long time?
Because we've been hearing about Boni for years now. At the very least, 5 years for me.
517 square miles. Work that out in kilometers and tell me. That is the entirety of Boni Forest.
I know it's huge. I'm not saying that it's small. What I'm asking is, why has it taken this long? Look, we have.
What are you comparing it to? When you say it has taken this long as compared to what, which was shorter?
Unfortunately, I don't have anything to compare it to.
Then it can't be, why has it taken this long? It is, what is it that makes what we are seeing what it is? And is what we read the whole story of what happens? The operations that the government undertakes that you never get to know about.
Yeah.
And they will not tell you. Yes. So we consume what we are told.
For 5 years, Awanyambi? Okay, see.
It's not even 5 years.
No, I'm just saying, for at the very least, 5 years.
But in all honesty, maybe you don't read papers often enough. Stories about Boni Forest and the government activities there, they've been in the papers consistently and continuously over the years.
Can we have like an Occupy Boni Forest situation?
What for?
Eh?
You think Al-Shabaab actually just live there? It's like your neighbor next door and you go and say, so today...
Tunakula nini? Yeah.
Al-Shabaab exists for purposes that are known to them. When they come to Boni Forest, they come to Forest probably to plan, because they have no fight with the trees and the shrubs. The planning of Al-Shabaab is to attack human habitation and to cause chaos.
Yes.
That's what they do. There's a limit to how much chaos you can cause in Boni Forest. Boni Forest, you will live there, you'll hide there as you plan. That's what you will do. But let me explain something to you.
Please do.
Okay, this country is very vast. Right now, the road network makes it easy to travel to very many places.
Yes.
Okay? If you go towards Tana River, toward Tana River, then en route to Lamu.
Yes.
Part of the reason why some of these terrorists inhabited these areas very successfully over the years was because there wasn't much traffic and the road wasn't that good. So you had to drive slowly.
Yes.
Okay? So somebody could attack you and just disappear.
Yep.
But there's some terrain that looks the same, meaning you can see a public vehicle ahead of you and it stops and somebody alights. You're in your own private vehicle, but when you look across, you can't see any habitations. You're wondering, where's this person going? But clearly for him to disembark, they know where they're going.
Yeah.
I am saying there's some terrain in this country that it's like tailor-made for people who want to indulge in the activities that Al-Shabaab does. Sparsely populated, hardly any traffic. So people don't see you, and if they do, they know who you are and they won't bother with you. It is so very easy for people who are that way inclined to perpetrate whatever it is they want to perpetrate.
Yeah. Because
it is not possible to have the number of security officers along that entirety of the road. I don't know about now, but
yes,
there was a time when you're traveling in those areas, you reach a certain point after Malindi, you're given an escort with armed.
Yes.
Personnel. There are those who argued the armed personnel attract Al-Shabaab because they're wondering, what are you protecting? Now, this one, I am not speaking from something I've heard.
Yes.
I'm speaking from something I've experienced.
So you were there?
Not once, not twice, not thrice.
How does it feel to have armed guards?
I never had armed guards.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you, thank you for that explanation. But still, I'm for the idea of why can't we just get like a contingent of soldiers?
No, they won't do it. Those ones you need special forces.
Ndio nasema. Okay, a contingent of special forces. Because
a contingent doesn't have to be very many people. Just for your information.
Okay. Why don't we get a horde?
What you're suggesting is there are people who are trained
yes
to chase such people.
Yeah.
And there are people who will probably be dropped into that forest. They know exactly what to do and how to go about it. There are never many.
Yeah.
So when you hear they were killed, the likelihood is that there was some activity, they were told, they were informed, we hear there's some, and these individuals were told, could you go and look into this matter?
Yes. Like the way we see in the movies, Navy SEALs. City, you watch movies, right? I hope you watch movies.
I do. I
okay.
watch movies.
I hope you don't watch Akina Tuchuku and Okonko. Only. Let me add that word, only. I hope you don't watch Okonko and Otuchuku only. I hope you watch also movies about Navy SEALs and special forces. But yeah, what I'm saying is, we can have a mixture then of special forces, the ones who specifically know I'm going to land in area X and we're going to execute this thing.
This thing that is in the paper is not a movie, Chief. Okay, so you have knowledge of how movies work. Movies are drama. You dramatize a situation.
Yeah.
Okay. We have trained personnel within our security forces who know how to handle such matters. Do not be fooled for a single second.
Okay.
We do.
Sawa.
Okay.
Nimekusikia,
Yes.
City.
Yes.
Santi sana, mwalimu. All right, so this is we're going to take a break as far as rgk.co.ke is concerned. Sorry, so we're gonna get into the papers, but let me just let you know some of the stories that you can check out before you actually go out there and buy your newspaper. So we have that story about KDF, we have that story about Senator Kemby, we also have Shah suspends 45 health facilities in fraud crackdown, 2 arrested over illegal job recruitment agency in Mombasa, Ministry of Health denies claims of hospital list removal from Shah website, Ruto constitutes expert panel to compensate protest victims, we have Prince Rahim Aga Khan V awarded Chief of the Order of the Golden Heart, and many more stories. Check it out on rgk.co.ke. Right now though, situvuke ndani ya magazeti. Nchi niangalie, nilikuwa nimechagua hapa People Daily. No, not People Daily, but Business Daily. On the front page, Flour tycoons buy Savannah cement in shillings 3.8 billion deal. Flour, ama mnaitanga flour. So flour tycoons buy Savannah cement in 3.8 billion shillings deal. This is Mombasa maize millers and Kitui flour closed deal. Farm in receivership over 14 billion KCB and ABSA debt. Yeah. Savannah cement. Wako na madeni 14 billion. They owe KCB and ABSA 14 billion.
Walipeleka wapi 14?
Good question. Now, a group of flour mill tycoons and associates of the makers of Superloaf, that is a bread, have acquired bankrupt Savannah Cement for 3.8 billion, ending a 2-year search for suitors after KCB and Absa Bank placed the firm in receivership due to a 14.1 billion debt. The wealthy investors linked to Mombasa Maize Millers, Kitui Flour Millers, and Eldred Grains Limited closed the deal through a newly registered company, Savannah Cement 2025 Limited, according to documents tabled in Parliament. Now, the cement maker was placed under administration by KCB Bank Kenya and Absa Bank in May of 2023 over debts of 8.89 billion and 5.23 billion respectively. The sale of Savannah Cement had attracted over a dozen local and international suitors. Billionaires increasingly get attracted to Kenya's cement market, which is riding on increased real estate activities. Yeah. Now, a transaction advisor who worked on the deal and sought anonymity reckons that the tycoons paid 3.8 billion for the ailing farm. And then, of course, now that means that they'll have strategies to pay the 14 billion debt.
One can only assume, yes.
Yeah. But 14.1 billion.
Plus interest.
My goodness.
There's interest in that.
Kuna watu wana transacting in billions in Kenya.
But remember, it is a factory that produces cement.
Yeah.
It's a big factory.
Yes.
So if you look at the volume of the business it does, because banks do due diligence, they don't just give you money because they like you. So for them to have borrowed those billions in debts, then it means that the banks had considered them to be worth lending that money. And then somehow something didn't quite work out the way they had thought.
Yeah.
Whatever that something else is what probably these buyers have understood. And they are taking the view that they can sort it out. See, and that one is, we will see.
Yeah. So now, this watu wa mahindi na watu wa wheat, they will...
Those are huge, huge businesses. Yes. Yes.
When you hear of Kitui flour, is Kitui ndio wanatengenezanga dola?
Let me tell
unga wa dola.
Let me tell you,
Yep.
Mombasa maize millers are huge.
Yes.
They're not, it's not your rego. Some tractor engine chugging away in a village.
And then now there's Superloaf, Akina Eldoret Grains Limited.
Yes, these are big. You only need to consider how we Kenyans consume our food.
Oh, yes.
And these people are at the heart of it.
You know, actually, sorry.
Bless you.
Actually, even Kitui flour millers also make hii mafuta ya kupika inaitwa dola. And they have another one called Master Chef. Sorry, you were saying something.
No. I was just saying that there is the flour they make.
Then there's the oil they make.
Yeah, so it's yes, they provide you with whatever it is that you need.
But I want to understand how this, because most of these companies ni za Wahindi na Waarabu, how they made that money, bro.
So not going how they make the money. It's how they do their business.
Then we have Wafula here who eats that food.
Yes, and eats a lot of it.
And Omondi.
A lot of it. And charo.
Wanadimbua chapati hapa na ugali properly.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, I want to understand how these people do business, like you said, how they do business.
If you look at any business community, one of the things that you'll find that they do, all of them do consistently, they know how to save money.
Save,
yes. They most of what they make, they do not utilize it. And when they spend it, spend on necessities. So by the time they seem to have an opulent lifestyle, they have a heck of a lot of money. That's the first thing they do.
Yeah.
They know how to save money. That's number one. They also have networks that enable them to do what they do. Okay?
Unaona hapo kwa networks?
Yes.
I want you to underline that part. But yes, continue.
You see, the networks enable you to understand some of the things that you need to do in the business. And then they have something that most people don't have.
Which is?
History. The networks, many of them are historical. If you come from a family that has been involved in business, you'll have an idea of how business is conducted. So it's generational.
Yeah.
There's the person who started it off. There's a second generation. And the understanding with the second and third and fourth and fifth generations is that they'll improve the business.
Okay.
There is a bakery that I knew of in Mombasa. And see, if I mention the name, I'll be giving them free advertising, so I will not mention the name.
Okay.
But they were based somewhere near Coast General Hospital. Small bakery. Then they had another outlet now at Mbuvi.
Yes.
That was it in Mombasa. But one of the things that I know was there were many sons there. One of the sons went and trained.
Yes.
In this business of baking and confectionery and what have you. Another one, I think, went and trained in mechanical things. So they came, and whatever they had, they overhauled and brought in some new equipment, new everything.
So the one who went and studied engineering, mechanical, whatever, he brought that knowledge.
He brought the knowledge. The other one went and studied confectionery.
This is what we need.
And so the knowledge was combined. This is the point I'm trying to make. And they started doing things that had not been done before. Okay. Then they expanded to Upper. They continued expanding. And they got into real estate business. Meaning, they were providing a service that people loved and wanted.
Okay.
They've now gone into the restaurant business. Okay? I know because I was in Mombasa recently and I saw the restaurant. The other things that I'm talking about I have seen before, but I've been away from Mombasa for a long time.
Yes.
That business is a family business.
Yeah.
Okay? The family members run it.
Right.
They may have acquired new partners, I wouldn't know. But so the knowledge of doing the business they've understood, and they specialized in this, and with time they expanded. You'll find it is the same of many businesses that people have. They start in one way,
Yeah.
they expand that business, then they start moving on to other businesses. But again, their networks. They know where to get the ingredients they need for their business. They know how to source it. They know the outlets, and they have an idea of what people like, and that is what they make. So,
And you see, what you also said about the network, and then that part of when what you've said about they went studied, then they brought that knowledge and they consolidated it and made business out of that knowledge. They became
Yes.
entrepreneurs out
Yes.
of that particular
Yes.
knowledge.
Yes.
You know, that's also a similar story of the Vimalsha Bidco. That's exactly what happened. Kuna mwenye alienda akasoma engineering, kuna mwenye alienda akafanya business, na kuna mwenye alienda, and then they came back to the family, and then one became the CEO, the other became the COO, another one became the CFO, and now the company is thriving as we know it. And again, those are companies that are Asian owned.
they are, but we do have companies that are African owned. Unfortunately, they never go beyond the second generation, many of them.
Yes. And that tells a lot about, again, how actually the Shahs are also African because they are like third, fourth generation Indian. But the point is, at the end of the day, if you look at how that community does their business and how we also do our business, na pia Waarabu, wale wa Kenya pia, venye wanafanya
They are
biashara.
not very different again from the Kenyans of Asian origin.
Yes.
The saving culture is even reflected in how they live. See, that's our culture, traditionally. By the time you get to a certain age, you have your own house.
Yes.
These fellows all live under the same roof.
Oh, yes. I saw that in Kisumu, when I worked in Kisumu.
Under the same... No, it's not just in Kisumu.
Yeah.
By the time the sons move out and so forth, they have minted a heck of a lot of money.
Actually, the only reason they move out is because of space.
Yes.
If it were up to them,
They would all still stay there. And
it would be an entire
and
estate.
everybody has their function within the unit. As I said,
Yeah.
culturally, the way they go about their business. And they understand money.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
I'll tell you a story of a friend of mine who falls in that category, who once explained to me. He asked me a question. He told me, if I give you 100 shillings, and I told you, and you said you're a businessman.
Yes.
You're somebody we did business with. And he said, what do you do with it? I said, I'd probably say 50%. Then I'd take the 20% and do A, B, C, D. I explained. He told me, that's the difference. I will save all of it.
The whole 100 bob.
All of it. Then I will use that as security to get money to do some business. The interest will pay for the interest I've earned from the bank, and the business that I'm going to do with whatever I have borrowed will also do that. So my 100 bob is still intact.
Yep.
And I'm now doing business, and I've used it to secure business. See, he changed my thinking completely with that simple example.
Yeah.
And as a young man in my early 30s.
Yes.
Yes. So, and he was my age mate. But he saw it that way. But the business they were in, his grandfather was not business.
Yes.
His father was not business.
So then they have generational knowledge.
Yes.
And generational
And he
wealth.
had gone abroad to study. And came back.
Sasa unaona.
And his brother had also gone abroad. So,
Yeah.
again, their thinking was very different, but they understood business.
As we move on, let me encourage you, dear Kenyans, especially Kenyans of Kenyan origin. Kenyans of Kenyan origin. Because if you look at Kenyan Somalis, they're also doing... Mimi huenda Isili, and I just fall in love with how they do
There
business.
is this ought to be a study
Yes.
that people should conduct. When people talk about success stories and they talk about communities, how a camel herding community
Yes.
in one generation has transformed that entire community into industrialists, into commercial giants, in real estate, every field. That is something one ought to study. But at the heart of it,
Yes.
one, they trade on something called trust.
Yep.
And then the network we speak of, and the trust within that setup. They know how to pool resources. We don't.
That's what I'm saying. We need to study.
Start a small circle with your buddies and see how that goes.
That's what I'm saying. We need to study the Indian community in Kenya. We need to study the Kenyan Somalis, and then we need to study the Kenyan Arabs, because how those people
don't
do
leave
business.
out the Kenyan Kikuyu
Apana.
and the Kenyan Kamba. I'm going to explain to you why.
Bro, huwezi compare wealth ya Wakamba, huwezi compare wealth ya Wakikuyu.
It is not the wealth.
Yes.
It is not the wealth. Long distance traders in this country, the first ones,
I know. Akina Mutua, Musyoka, na Makau.
I don't know their names. You clearly know them.
I'm telling you, Makau was there, and Mutua,
You know them.
and Senzi Wakasionzio.
And that is the reason why you'll find that they moved. You find them
Yeah.
in Kwale,
Yes.
in Taita.
Shimba Hilzuko.
Yes, you find them in Mariakani.
Yes.
Okay. This is they've in the coast. The trading took them there.
Yes.
The indigenous Africans who started doing business that we could note were the Kikuyus from central Kenya. Okay?
Yes.
The culture of saving money is central to the idea of business and the networking.
Yep.
Because the first African Nywele who went to those businesses, many of them happened to be Kikuyus. So you can't leave them out in the equation, because for the ordinary Mwafrika Nywele
Yeah.
that is a community that you looked at and said, wait, a fellow African is doing this thing can be done.
Yeah.
They made you understand. But historically,
Yep.
the Luos
Yeah.
had also begun business and were businessmen for a very, very long time. But
I have a
story-
bone to pick with the Luos, by the way, as far as business is
Please
concerned.
pick a bone.
Yeah. I told you I worked in Kisumu for a very long time.
Yes.
And to be honest, majority of the businesses, actually the industry, I mean the businesses that drive Kisumu, majority of them are Indian owned.
The Indian-owned businesses have been there for the longest possible
Exactly.
time. That's why I said it's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Because to understand the dynamics, you need to understand the politics of this country and the influence it had in that region.
Yes.
Yes. Now that
Yeah.
is not something I'm going to go into now.
I'm going to ask our producer Ednah atutafutie Mwarabu mmoja, Muhindi mmoja na atutafutie Mkikuyu mmoja.
Usisahau Mkamba.
Wakamba tuwapatie siku yao. Actually Wakamba na Wakikuyu, there's another tribe you've mentioned.
They're called Wajaluo. Wajaluo are the ones who come from the lake.
Forget the Wajaluo. Ama ni hao Wajaluo?
And wow.
Nywele ngumu tumesema watatu, Kikuyu, Kamba and Jaluo.
Yes.
So we shall get Kamba, the Luo, and then we get and we shall have this conversation in two fronts. We shall have a conversation with the Kenyan Somalis, the Kenyan Indians, and the Kenyan Arabs. I'd like to understand ni nini hiyo mnafanyanga hatuwezi fanya. So if you pick up the Business Daily, you'll also see a story about Mbadi expects 97 billion World Bank loan in September. That is next month, my guy. Old Mutual to seal real estate World Bank, acha nisome kidogo. The Treasury now expects World Bank Group to clear 96.9 billion, which is about 750 million US dollars loan next month after Parliament passed an improved version of a conflict of interest bill. Old Mutual to sell real estate properties. You can read that on page 7 of the Business Daily. Treasury floats new 60 billion bonds. That story is on page 14. CT, over to you.
Let me talk about Katiba Day.
Please do.
And look at the Katiba and some of the ramifications of it. The Saturday Nation brought it out very well in certain headlines, and I'm going to read the headlines.
Yes.
Schools in fresh cash crisis as funds delay amid 64 billion debt. The headline was Kenya's spirited fight. The Chan quarterfinals where we lost on a penalty shootout.
Right.
Why EACC 116 current and former governors jailed?
116. 116.
No, they want 16.
Oh, 16. I heard you say 116.
Yes.
That's every governor current and past.
No. They want 16.
All right.
CS, why will probe chaos during XDP's return? Okay. Japan rallies Africa against protectionism. You know, I'm telling the pages as I read.
Please. Continue.
443 million oxygen plant tender that is choking KNH. Okay. Why Parliament is on trial in court of public opinion. What ails Moi University as new crisis emerges. Ghost projects shame of 3.8 billion stalled county assembly buildings. Why have I read? I'll just turn the pages and reading what is there.
Yes.
This is a Saturday paper, and it's outlining issues that bedevil the country. If you go on further, there are more. If you look at today's paper,
Yeah.
headline of the nation's 15 years of promise and hope. Then Kenya honors His Highness, Aga Khan the Fifth. Okay, the spiritual leader of the Aga Khan, the Shia Ismaili Muslims, otherwise known as the Khojas, Prince Rahim Aga Khan. At the top of the page, top. Why Nairobi MCA's plot to impeach Sakaja and deputy. How school heads are hurting free education with illegal levies. Then when you turn the page and you leave that, we the people, how the constitution plays power in Wanjiku.
Yep.
Taming presidency, the hits and the misses. Supreme Court, 13 years of reshaping the legal terrain. Counties reject directives to absorb 7,414 UHC medics. These stories would never have been in the headlines in this country if we did not have a new constitution. Because the freedoms that are embedded in the constitution and the application of it, whether they are misses, whether they are hits, the process of us interacting with the constitution has enabled us to look at our country in a completely different light.
To scrutinize it.
Yes, and to ask questions that previously one would not ask. If you look at the Standard, Scandalous headline. As Kenyans struggle to put food on the table amid the rising cost of living, the Ruto administration spending millions of dollars in Washington lobbies to polish its battered image on Capitol Hill. That, excuse me, is the headline. This would never have seen the light of day in the absence of such a constitution. Where is our kin? Anger, grief after another body makes up at morgue. Mourning turns, mourners turn up for burial to be told the body was missing in the hospital. Sounds a bit bizarre.
Yeah.
Body of a baby that was missing at the Nakuru Level 5 hospital is yet to be found. Bizarre.
Body.
The child died.
Hey.
Then you turn the pages. Old habits die hard. How colonial blues have impeded constitutionalism in Kenya. And it goes on and on and on, tracing the treacherous, bloody road to enactment of new laws. That's the Standard. We talk about not having made progress, and yet progress stares at us in the face on a daily basis. It is because many of us are not interested in history, so you do not know in detail what it is that was there before the new constitution.
But let me cut Kenyans some slack kidogo tu, especially those ones who are ignorant and perhaps don't even know what's going on, or even don't know what went on back in the day. CT, we face a lot of stress on a daily. We face a lot of stress on a daily from, not a day passes before you're put in a WhatsApp group kuchangia mtu amekufa ama kuchangia mtu mwenye ako na harusi, of which sijui mbona tunachangianga tu kwa harusi, but yeah, mtu kwa harusi you're put in a WhatsApp group kuchangia mtu mwenye anaenda hospitali and so on and so forth. Your friends borrowing you money left, right and center. You yourself, you're also borrowing those people money left, right and center. So Kenyans are really stressed out, bro. They really are going through a lot, and chances are you don't even, and especially the newer generation, the one that...
And you're saying this is the first time Kenyans are being stressed?
No, I'm not. Especially guys who were born after 97, 98 there. Because when they were becoming adults, it was already into the 2000s. So a lot had changed. Even technology had changed. The way we used to enjoy is not the way now they enjoy. And that is why sometimes you will find millennials and probably older generations are rarely on their phone as much as, Gen Zs and so on and so forth. Because we come from an era and a time where we used to find ways of sorting out our issues, not necessarily using technology. So I'm cutting them slack. They might not appreciate how things were in the old constitution, or rather during the times when the old constitution was, reigning. But right now, maybe given the time and through these kinds of interactions and fora, they might get to know what happened back in the day. And that's why even sometimes I get to know a lot about what happened in the day, because even I wasn't born the same time with you, and there are some things you tell me and I'm like, wow. And I actually start appreciating them and also appreciating what is happening now.
There are many things I speak of
Yes.
that happened even before I was born.
Exactly.
But you have an interest. That's
You
how come
have
I
an
know.
interest because, City, let's not forget, you are a researcher. Yes, by profession and otherwise. And
And otherwise, huh?
yes.
All right.
No, serious. As in, apart from just the fact that you researched professionally, you came from an era where research was literally the order of the day. Through reading books.
Research is still the order of the day even now.
But not for everyone.
Even in my time, it wasn't for everyone.
But City, you came from a time where that was, of course, it wasn't 100% for everyone. And I don't know what percentage to give it.
You see what I like with what you're saying?
Yes.
You're proving my case. You're speaking about a time when you're not born.
Yes.
But you have knowledge. How did you get this knowledge?
Because, again, because of my profession, I don't want to say forced to research, but I have to research.
Start this way. You have parents. And they talk about what they used to do. That's knowledge.
Yes.
All right? You have relatives who are older probably than even your parents. The interactions that we have give us information and knowledge. If you're cloistered in a cocoon where you don't interact with a nice diversity of relatives, forget other people, just your own relatives. That is information that you'll gather, and a lot of it will be historical because they'll be telling you about things you're not familiar with because you're not there. Then there's the interest that comes with reading.
Yes.
And the amount of time you're willing to dedicate to reading. I did not mention it as an accusation. I was stating it as a fact.
Yeah.
Okay? That people don't read. And this modern time with what we have in social media, that reading culture is dying every single day.
Yeah.
Because what people have accustomed themselves to is reading information in bite sizes. A headline, that's information. That's news.
Yes.
I, on the other hand, I want to read the headline and I want to read the whole story, whether it's 4 pages or not, and I want to understand the details. That's the fundamental difference. Yes. It's what my mind likes in terms of information and what the minds in this day and age are trained to gather information as information and how they've trained their minds to gather it. There's a great impatience with anything that requires you to turn a page and turn another page.
What you're saying is that there's people's, I don't want to say inability, but they just don't want to read.
Yes, it's impatience. There's too long. Headline. They've seen the headline. They know. Okay, the 2 lines. Why am I bothering? I'll get the news, and I'll see. I am saying that's why I refer to that. There's an impatience. Now I don't have that impatience. Yes.
All right.
And
So
that's a fundamental difference.
So then, what are we saying then in terms of how we deal with the situation of people and not wanting to research?
People research. It's not that they don't research. They research.
It's about the research.
No, we research, Chief.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you. Every human interaction is a data gathering process. Okay?
Yeah.
You may not think it is research, but you're researching. When we talk about Googling something, you're researching. What do you think you're doing? People Google all the time. They research. What I'm referring to is a painstaking process of gathering a lot of information, and that requires a lot of reading. That really was my point of view.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. But we need to get back to that culture anyway. Of
Actually,
reading and researching and just finding out information, and whether qualitatively or quantitatively, at the end of the day, people need to get down to knowledge.
Or if you're a Kenyan, or otherwise. Whatever that otherwise is.
And I think right now our society, and unfortunately this is how societies are made up anyway, and it's about this whole theory of constructivism, and societies are based on how we basically learn from cultures of yesteryears.
We don't have a choice.
And we build up on that.
You see, what we live is an inheritance of those yesteryears.
Yeah.
Okay? And then we build on them, destroy some, move along, create others. It's a human process.
Yeah.
But if you look at the activities in their nascent stage, we're not really doing anything that's different from the other people. What often changes with time is not the person. What changes is one, the environment in which this person exists, the new ideas that have come along and have manifested, say for instance, in technology, but human nature and the way we go about our business, that doesn't change much.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We are a simple people, a simple creation, and not difficult to figure out.
Yes.
No.
So me, I'm encouraging the young folks, and not just young folks, all of us folks, by the way. I think we need to get away from this dividing ourselves in terms of groups and generations. I think it's time we all just get down to business and learn and relearn.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is important. It's important. The thing that makes even rich governments rich is the understanding that resources work when you're able to pool them
together.
Yes. That the growth process that you envision becomes easier and faster. And that is the underlying strength that the communities we mentioned have had when it comes to growing.
Okay.
The communities in this country that doesn't have that don't do it. They talk about it, but they don't do it. Yes. You only need to look, if you have to do a research on the parts of the country where there are mini circles, okay? You will find that those places and where the people involved in those circles are also involved in business.
Yeah.
Where people don't have circles, there's very little business movement from the indigenous natives of that place. You'll find other people coming in to bring in business.
Okay.
Yes.
We're just about to get into the news, but before we do that, there's a story here I need to highlight, and it's on the Business Daily. Did you know that 400 wealthy Kenyans fall off the dollar millionaires list?
I didn't know.
Now you know.
I didn't even know that there were 400.
There are more than 400. So that's why out of the very many that are there, 400 of them have fallen off the list of dollar millionaires.
They withdrawn their membership, or the membership has been taken away.
They've gone broke. This is what the story says. The number of Kenyan dollar millionaires dropped by 400 in the 18 months of June amid pointers that the rich moved cash abroad amid uncertainty caused by Kenya's slowing economy and last year's deadly youth-led protests. The pool of high net worth individuals, described as individuals with a net worth of, you can read that story on page 2, but with a net worth of Besha Shiga na Hahareuri, let me tell you, of at least 1 million, that is 129.2 million, dropped to 6,800 in June from 7,200 in December of 2023 and 7,700 in 2022, according to Henley and Partners, which tracks the rich through wealth managers.
Good for them.
Yeah, so some of them went broke. Some of them literally transferred money to overseas accounts. So they might still be dollar millionaires, but within the country's precincts, they do not have that much money.
Sawa too. As they leave, others come, so it's all right.
Yeah.
It balances out.
Yeah.
Aye. Though there are people who are saying that more and more people are leaving, strange enough, more and more people are also coming in.
Yeah. Sawa. This is where we take that short break. When we return, of course, we shall be telling you who's coming through in terms of our guests, but the conversation still continues. I need to read like 2 comments. There's one by Geoffrey Mugaka. Geoffrey Mugaka said that we make sure those business individuals that we mentioned earlier on come to the studio. We make sure that they are here.
We will call them.
Yes, so we'll look for, I don't know, can we get Vimal Shah?
We can.
Can we get Mani Chandaria? Yeah, ukona number zao?
Manu, I'm not sure, but Vimal, yes, I'll call him. I'll find out whether he can come or not.
Yes, so we can actually even call Dashan Chandaria. I think I have his number somewhere. We can call a couple of others that we've mentioned here. Kwa wasapere sijui tutaita nani, because wako wengi. Yeah, the Cukes.
Just look for people who stand out. Yes, people who have made a name for themselves in industry or in commerce.
Kwa Wajaluo isipokuwa Raila Odinga, nani unaweza ita?
Unaweza ita Kidero.
Evans Kidero. Hata mimi naweza muita. Niko na namba ya Kidero hapa. Yeah, so yes, if you're a Kikuyu millionaire out there and you're hiding, please let us know where you're hiding at. Right now though, here is the news with Winnie Maganga.
This is the Radio Generation News.
Good morning, I'm Winnie Maganga. Kenya Defence Forces Special Forces have killed 5 Al-Shabaab terrorists in an intelligence-led operation in Lakta Mangai within the expansive Boni Forest. Several other militants managed to escape with injuries. According to KDF, the soldiers discovered and neutralized a makeshift terror camp within the raid, recovering weapons used by the militants. The mission is part of Operation Amani Boni, which seeks to restore lasting peace and security in the Boni region. Nursing services in all 25 wards of Trans Nzoia have remained paralyzed for 18 days. This is after the nurses' union members downed their tools over pay and promotions. Hundreds of nurses marched in Kitale demanding the signing of the 2025-2029 CBA, remittance of deduction and filing of long vacant positions union. Leaders accused County Secretary Trufosa Emera of sabotaging reconciliation efforts, urging Governor Natembeya to act.
So today we are doing our 18th day in our industrial action, and all the facilities across Trans Nzoia are completely closed. So we want today to express ourselves and ask the government that the negotiations that have been ongoing have borne no fruits. So therefore, nurses will continue with this industrial action until such a time when you will accept to address our issues amicably and give us what we are demanding. Nurses power. So I think we have had 5 conciliation meetings, but the government has come not in good faith.
Kenya Airways posted a half-a-year loss after tax of 12.1 billion Kenya shillings compared to 513 million Kenya shillings profit posted over the same period last year. The decline in profitability was dragged by the lower passenger number. The airline saw passenger numbers reduced by 14% to 2.2 million compared to 2.54 million posted over the same period last year. The national carrier's boss, Alan Kilavuka, blames the sharp decline on reduced capacity following the temporary grounding of 3 long-haul aircrafts and a shortage of spare parts.
But of course, because we did not have the capacity, not only did we not grow, we actually, because of reduced capacity, dropped the income. We do believe that if we had full capacity at approximately 92 or so, then of course it would have more than compensated for this loss that we are recording this year, because we have significant costs that do not vary with the income. So it's very important to note the key driver of this loss that we have recorded.
The UN has said there is need to be justice following Israel's double strike on Gaza hospital, which killed at least 20 people. This as an initial Israeli military probe said the strike had targeted a camera position by Hamas. Been a free agent since his Madrid contract expired in the summer. The 34-year-old completed a medical in Madrid and is in line to play in Leverkusen's next match away at Werder Bremen on Saturday. Vasquez said he was looking forward to continuing his career at Leverkusen. And that's the Truth on Radio Generation. Good morning. I'm Winnie Maganga.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Radio Generation. Radio Generation assumes no responsibility or liability for the interviewee's views. This is Radio Generation. In the beginning, there was morning radio.
I've never seen anything like this.
But now there is Radio Generation's The People's Breakfast. Curious and bold, getting facts from the shadows.
That's what it is.
Now, as the city wakes and secrets stir, a bright new voice shines. The People's Breakfast. Your morning, your voice, your journey.
You got it locked.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Welcome to the home of hard truths and bold insights. Radio Generation.
Yes, indeed, this is Radio Generation. My name is Mung'ala Mbuvi, and right now it is 7 minutes past 7 o'clock. City Muga in studio as well. I'm looking at the front page of the Star newspaper, and there's a story here about why reality check awaits rebel MPs in Raila Ruto camps. They are buoyed by unprecedented clamor for good governance from Gen Z. So some of the MPs mentioned here include Babu Owino, Caleb Amisi, Edwin Sifuna, Gathoni Wamushomba, Joshua Kimilu, Obadiah Barongo, Anthony Kibagendi, and Clive Gisairo. And they are flanked on that picture by ODM leader Raila Odinga and President William Ruto. The question I'm asking myself is, what reality check is this? Yeah, we've been talking about Gen Zs for a while now, and I wonder whether what the writer or the author of this story is alluding to is the fact that perhaps watajua hawajui. Maybe, perhaps, I don't know. But if you want to read that entire story, you can check out the Star front page. I'm sure it's somewhere on the inside there. They haven't really said which page you will find it on. But game of musical chairs at Ministry of Health as another scam rocks Shah. Yeah, that story is on page 6 of the Star. An agency to audit governors' tenure every 10 years as new bill caps chief officer's number. Allah? Let me read that again. Agency to audit governors' tenure every 10 years as new bill caps chief officer's number. That story is on page 7. I'm interested to know what the writer meant by that. Where is page 7? Page 7 equal wapi? Here we go. Auditor to probe tenure of governors every 10 years. Being out of office won't mean escaping the radar of Kenya's top auditor. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Yeah, and it says that governors whose administrations are tainted by malpractices could face the music in retirement if a new bill on auditing their tenures becomes law. Now, the County Governors Law Bill of 2025 also requires governors to nominate county executives within 14 days of their swearing in, so governors don't run counties solo. And it caps the number of executives at 20, preventing county bosses from expanding the wage bill by appointing more officers than needed. That's a good thing. And I thought that thing was about, your crimes following you, even beyond your tenure was a thing. But now we hear it's not a thing. But anyway, that's a conversation that we shall definitely have when the time comes. But yes, I think I don't know, City, what do you think about that whole issue of someone should be followed regardless of what they did when they were in office?
Well, the thing is what they'll be followed for is what they did in office. That's the whole point.
Yes.
The fact that they're not in office doesn't sort of like negate whatever it is that they did. Yes.
Yeah.
There's something called a statute of limitation. And our guest, who understands this thing better than us, could tell you sometimes the reason why you can't follow individuals is because if a certain period of time lapses,
yes, then
it doesn't matter what you do, you can't. So if you are to follow them, you have to follow them before that particular period lapses.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Sawa. A big shout out also to Gypsy Corner on YouTube. Amekusalimia City.
Amsalimia.
Umepokea salamu zake?
Salamu sana Gypsy.
Yes. All right. Let's get into our conversation this morning. We do have a guest in studio. That is none other than Diana Gishengo. She is the Executive Director, the Institute for Social Accountability, abbreviated at TISA. Yeah, and we want to talk about the place of the Constitution. Leo ni siku ya katiba. So let's probably start by introducing her. Diana, how are you doing? A very good morning and welcome to Radio Generation.
Asante sana. I am very well and good morning.
Morning, Diana.
Happy Katiba Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, before it was even announced, it's still Katiba Day.
Yes.
Yeah. We've always celebrated.
Maybe you can tell us about the significance of this day. It was announced by the president a couple of days ago, but I believe Kenyans should have known about the Constitution way before even it was mentioned.
Yes, Katiba Day and the Constitution, it was such a big moment in 2010. I don't know about you and City, but for me, that was like my first job as a lawyer.
Yeah.
I was also a presiding officer in the referendum.
Really?
Referendum?
Yes. So the Katiba Day was like jobs for lawyers.
Yeah.
But working in civil society, we've always commemorated Katiba Day because it's a momentous day. Yes, we attribute 1991, 1992, Sabasaba, and so on to the second liberation. But all that consolidated on 27th of August 2010. Even everything that happened in 2007,
Right.
how we hoped to finally anchor it and ensure that there is no repetition of that amount of hatred, because it was about clamor for resources, is through the Constitution. Katiba Day is a day we should remember for why we have devolution. It is the reason we no longer have, I think we had about 3 commissions
Yes.
before 2010, and now we have over 14. It is the reason that the Director of Public Prosecution should be independent. It is what brought independence of the judiciary.
Yeah.
It is what shifted power from the presidency to parliament.
Yes.
So if anything, this proclamation should have been debated in parliament, ratified, then taken to the president. Because the power no longer lies with the
president. Yeah.
It lies with the parliament as the representatives of the people. Katiba Day is also the reason why you will hear people in bombers when they are called for public participation, and usually those people really harass us when we are giving views even in parliament. And the default is the people shall. Why? Because when we promulgated this constitution, we recalled very well who are sovereign. It is not the country, it is the people of Kenya. And Katiba Day reminds us that all our other positions will go away. Okay?
Yes.
Let's assume I was I don't know whether to say I was a good person or a bad person. Maybe I was somebody who would attract an appointment in government. Is that a good person or a bad person?
It's just a person.
Is a person?
Yes.
I'm a person who can attract an
Wait,
appointment.
maybe when you say a person who can attract a position, what do you mean by that? Like attract how?
The people who are given appointments by this
okay,
government.
okay.
Yes, to sit on positions of responsibility, not
Yes.
authority, responsibility. But they use it as power and authority. That position, if I'm say the Attorney General, the Auditor General, that can go away. But the fact that you're a Kenyan citizen will remain always.
Yes.
We were able to secure what citizenship is. Everything about our country is anchored on the people first. How we put people in power, how we raise resources to run government, how we divide, how we deal with crisis. The Constitution 2010 and Katiba Day was supposed to usher the end of dialogues and conclaves. Because our legislative houses,
Yep.
National Assembly, Senate, county assemblies, ought to be robust enough and proactive enough to take over national dialogue. Katiba Day is the reason why Gen Z will consistently, and all other Kenyans have the audacity to call out government for all the lies and the mishaps that they are doing. Katiba Day is the reason we have 350 wards for the county assemblies, 47 counties, governors, and all that system of government. All that is thanks to Katiba Day. It is why we no longer say the loyalty pledge. We now just sing the...
The loyalty pledge now is null and void?
Recite the loyalty pledge and we see if it fits in the Constitution.
Okay.
It is the reason why we no longer need permission to protest.
Yeah.
Because it's now a fundamental right and freedom. It is the reason why land is no longer under a chief registrar who is called by the president. It is under the county government and the national government, which must listen to the National Land Commission. It is the reason why we had hoped that MPs would no longer set their salaries, that the Salaries and Remuneration Commission would do that on our behalf. The Constitution is
a lot of
for
people actually
some of us.
A lot of people have actually complained about the work of SRC.
Yes.
For and not like, for example, teachers have had something or two to say about SRC.
Okay.
And I'm sure the people also would like to complain about SRC. And perhaps that is a subject for another day, but let's talk about the Constitution nonetheless, because that is what we are here to talk about today. You were saying something, that's why we need to focus on those particular institutions, or that's why we have the new dispensation basically that we are living in. Yeah.
Yes, it's the reason why there is now separation of power. It is why we respect decisions of the judiciary, but hold them to account.
Yes.
Directly for the decisions that they make. It is why Parliament, I don't know whether they were bribed or not, would pass the
City cheka tu usiachilie, usifiche, cheka kabisa.
would pass the finance bill 2023.
Yeah.
And the people of Kenya